What up, what up? Got the original Lone coming at you real quick with a brief little video. Just out here chilling, enjoying the day. You know what I'm saying? Just want to get on here real quick, man, and talk about social media for a second and things that has happened to the world and society since the time we started indulging in social media. Um, the night before last, or it might have been 2 nights ago, I went and downloaded Facebook again because remember I had told y'all Facebook. One day I ended up going on my phone and Facebook, the app was gone, and I had told y'all they had been wanting me to download the app for quite some time. I mean, not download it, do the update, and I refused to do it. So the night before last, maybe 2 nights ago, I went out and I downloaded the app again and went on there, and I'm like, man, I wonder what people on here posting. You know what I'm saying? I wonder what people talking about, you know. And before it finished downloading, I was like, I already know they not talking about shit. Especially on my page with the so-called 45, 50 friends or whatever that I was supposed to have on my page. You know what I'm saying? And sure as shit, downloaded the app, started scrolling through the timeline, and when I tell you it's 100% bullshit in my Facebook timeline, I'm talking about, man, I just shook my head. I'm talking about, man, the motherfucking shit they posted on Facebook. You would swear ain't nothing been going on the last 2.5 years. You would swear that ain't nothing been going on. Straight up. And it's a goddamn shame. It really and truly is. That's a fucking shame. That this is what people have stooped so low. Right? Got this one goofy ass chick on my page when I used to be with the Urban League, the Chicago Urban League and shit. You know, they had one of their sucker ass programs set up, you know, teaching you about being black and African and all this other shit. And this is when I was going up against Child Protective Service the first time when they took him from his mama. And you know, what a joke. That's all I can say. Knowing what I know now about who I am and this, that, and the other, what a joke. But it's this one goofy ass little sister that's on one of my Facebook friends from the Urban League. Her father was one of the counselors. He used to work there. Matter of fact, he was my counselor, now that I think about it. She on here embracing African women and talking about how gorgeous and, you know, we need to unite and this, that, and the other. And here it is to this day. These motherfucking Africans over here still don't fuck with us, right? Then was so much of a slap in the face to go to show you how dumb and colorized our people are. They put that bitch Ketanji Brown in the Supreme Court, and that heifer is of what they would call African descent. Then they starting to usurp. Haven't y'all paid attention to now these melanated men and women that are in these movies now? They not us. Y'all ain't noticed that? Y'all didn't notice the dude that was in the King Kong movie? Y'all didn't notice dude that was in the fucking movie Jay-Z put out called The Harder They Fall? The fucking nigga that's in there, he was in he in the episode of Nikita. He also was in what's the name? Fucked him up in the X-Men movie. The one with Hollow Man. What's that nigga's name? The nigga who played Hollow Man. Oh God, what's this nigga's name? Oh man, he got fucked up. Jason Voorhees' mama fucked him up in the original Friday the 3rd. Kevin Bacon. The African dude that's in The Harder They Fall, he was in the fucking X-Men movie that Kevin Bacon did and shit. When he told that nigga adapt to this. Look at all these motherfucking so-called Africans or Moors or whatever the fuck people want to call them. Look at how they starting to usurp them. And they still don't fuck. Like, man, you niggas, man, look, I'm not even finna, I'm gonna keep it cool. I'm not gonna, because I'm not even finna be on here that long. I'm gonna keep it cool. Man, did this here. People, we have to wake up. And you can tell, man, you can tell on social media. All you got to do, if you want to know who goofy as fuck, all you got to do is be friends with them on like Twitter or something, or Facebook or whatever. Which, believe it or not, all I have is Facebook, and I uninstalled it. I went through my timeline and shit to where it said you at the end of blah 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 and this that and the other, And I just politely uninstall Facebook again. The only reason why I haven't taken it away completely is because you can get in contact with me that way, like via Messenger or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I leave it open for like my children and, you know, that kind of shit. But outside of that, man, I'm not going on that app no more. Now, I still got Messenger on my phone, but I don't use it. You know what I'm saying? I never really was a big fan of Messenger. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if we really friends, you should have my phone number. You should have some other way of contacting me other than fucking social media. And I've always looked at it like that. If we really supposed to be homies and shit, why the fuck you messaging me on Messenger? Right? But like I said, I leave it up for emergency purposes is the real reason for why I do it. But outside of that, the actual Facebook app itself, I uninstalled that shit. I'm not going back on there. I mean, people today are some of the darkest, worthless, triflingless people I've ever seen in my life, man. And I'm talking about, I was literally scrolling through the timeline and I'm just shaking my head. I'm talking about they posting nothing but bullshit. Man. And motherfuckers gonna pay for that. Motherfuckers is gonna pay for that. You're gonna pay for your ignorance, man. We all do. Hell, I went through shit in my life as a child before I was even old enough to be able to reap what I've sown. You dig? And I've been through shit. I went my whole life, my whole childhood was fucked up. Whole childhood. Nobody came to rescue me. Nobody rescued me from the shit that I went through. The shit that people put me through, the abuse. Nobody. I have a grandmama or a great aunt or a great uncle, whatever, to come. None of that. No relatives, no friends. Nobody came. You know what I'm saying? Like I told y'all about, when I lived with my aunt, my mom and my mom and my daddy, shit, they threw me to the wolves. You dig? I live with my motherfucking my aunt. She a heroin addict. Straight up junkie. It's my aunt. I love her. You know what I'm saying? God rest her soul or whatever. But she's a fucking junkie. The fuck you want me to lie? I lived with a junkie for about 4 or 5 years. Until I finally ended up in the streets. More like on a permanent basis. But I was abused by her. I was taken advantage by her. You know what I'm saying? Like I told y'all, that's how I ended up selling magazines. Doing that traveling salesman shit. That's how that happened. Motherfucking had nowhere to go. Homeless. I don't talk about it because, again, like how y'all hear me say, everybody got a story to tell. We've all been through things. You know what I'm saying? And this is the reason why y'all don't hear me really going into a lot of personal shit that's happened to me in my life, shit that I've done, like in the streets and all that. I don't get off in all that because everybody got a story to tell. But just know it was fucked up for me coming up. And I sit back today and I look at all these motherfuckers, because I say to myself, if I was going through this as a child, when I say a child, I'm talking about, man, 11, 12, 13, 14 years old, man. Straight up. I was riding the motherfucking red line and the motherfucking blue line all night when I was 17. I used to pay motherfuckers. Listen, I used to stand on the fucking corner, man, and walk up and down the street, either in or around the area where this hotel was. A little flea bag ass joint. One of them hotels, they charge you about an hour, 4 hours, 8 hours, shit like that. Little flea bag, right? I used to wait for somebody to walk past, man, and pay them to rent me a room. 17 years old. Can't rent no goddamn hotel room when you 17. Then, not to mention, I ain't had no fucking ID anyway. I used to sell drugs. We walk around with ID. You got me fucked up. We ain't gonna do your job for you. No thanks. I didn't start carrying ID until shit, I don't know, maybe 25 years old or close to it is when I started carrying ID. I'm fucking carrying no fucking ID. Maybe 23 years old, some shit like that is when I started carrying ID. But yeah, I used to pay people, man, to rent a room for me. You had them go in there and rent a room for me for the night, get their ass $25, $30 for renting that room for me. And motherfuckers would do it too. They would do it. Yep. Come back out and give me the key and shit and go on about their business. Yep. And so when you think about a youngster like that having these type of hard times in his life, like I say, when a motherfucker really ain't really old enough to reap what he sown, right? You really ain't even really at that age. Okay. Now, if I've been through shit like this in my life, imagine what's gonna happen to these motherfucking people that's sitting back ignoring their motherfucking thing. Imagine that. Imagine all these goofy motherfuckers that's playing around on Facebook and Twitter and all this other shit, TikTok and all this other shit, not giving a fuck about the censorship. Here it is. They censoring. You watching them censor your dumb ass on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and all this other shit. And the only motherfucking thing that you can think to do is to post more bullshit. Like, I'm sitting back looking at these motherfuckers, man. And, you know, I have been thinking about this. I may end up doing it. I had my 8th grade teacher, all right, for those who don't know, that wasn't with my original channel. I was in 6th and 7th grade with Kanye West. Kanye West went to Vanderpool Magnet School on 95th and Prospect, right? It's just east of Ashland. If you're going westbound on 95th, right? It's just about 3 blocks east of Ashland, all right? After my 7th grade year at Vanderpool, they kicked me out. Okay, they told my mama, like, nah, we we had enough of this nigga. He gotta go. Right? So I spent my 8th grade year at an alternative school, basically like a bad boy school. But it was a co-ed school. They sent all of the bad girls from over the city too. They sent them that too. But anyway, when I was in 8th grade, we had this teacher named Gregory Mitchie, young white boy. You know, and he was one of my teachers in class, like when we would transfer from different classrooms, you leave your homeroom and go to math, or I forgot what the fuck he taught. It wasn't math, it was something else. It was reading or some shit. But to make a long story short, he ended up writing a book about me and about 6 or 7 other children that was at this school. The name of the book is Holler If You Hear Me. All right, his name is Gregory Mitchie, Mitchie. All right. And he reached out to me not too long ago via Facebook. And, you know, he's trying to leave me a message and asking me, you know, how I was doing or whatever. And I just recently responded to him. And, you know, I just hit him up and was like, much love. And I kind of left it alone. But I'm thinking of reaching out to him to have a conversation with him about back in the day. And to see what his reaction would be to hear me know who I am. And to explain to him how I know everything about that was taught in school back then was bullshit. Right? I have been thinking about doing that. And I might pursue him a little further and hit him up a little further just to see. But I personally don't think that would amount to a hill of beans, because the shit that, like, if you read the book, right? Because I got the largest section in the whole book, despite all of the other students in the book that he wrote about. But if you read the book, you know what I'm saying? The book is basically stemmed around a lot of the bullshit that go on in our neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? I think he taught school at a couple of the Mexican schools and, you know, in the Mexican neighborhoods or whatever. So it's like 1 or 2 students in there from when he was teaching in them schools. You know what I'm saying? But the whole book is stemmed around the society as a whole and the shit that we go through as people, right? But none of that in there has anything to do with being indigenous or being the original people of this land, and this land being our inheritance. You know what I'm saying? And it's just real curious to see how that would play out if I got back in contact with him and had that conversation, you know. And I only brought that up because of the whole Facebook thing. That's the only reason I brought it up. But needless to say, man, getting back to this whole social media shit, take the tablets from your kids, man. Once again, this is the Lone Wolf doing the best he can to try to give you all some advice. You know, like how I told y'all, a lot of people get on YouTube and they give you all this bullshit and this, that, and the other, but they don't never give you any insight to things that you can look into to do something about whatever it is, you know, to curb it or to make it go away, right? And it's like how I told y'all many times in the past. I never said y'all would like this fucking suggestions that I have to offer. I just said that I will provide suggestions. And right now, when it comes down to this social media shit, take the tablets and the cell phones and shit from your kids, man. Straight up, be in complete control of what they watch and what they see if you let them watch or see anything on that shit at all. Be in complete fucking control. Because the predictive programming and the psychological MK Ultra fucking bullshit that is surrounding and that's within social media, whether if it's Twitter or, you know, everybody on Twitter now. You got the president of the fucking country. You got the president of Japan. Everybody on Twitter now. You know, they go on Twitter and they laying out strategic plans and they just all in the public and willy-nilly about what they doing, and the people sucking this shit up and not realizing that it's complete bullshit. Man, Every time you turn around, Donald Trump took to Twitter. Joe Biden took to Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Michelle Obama tweeted this morning. And it's like, come on, man. How long y'all gonna keep falling for this bullshit? How long y'all gonna keep falling for the niggas that be on YouTube that really got something to talk about and got something to say is the only ones who get their fucking channel attacked? When y'all gonna wake up to that? That shit is old. That shit is old, man. Motherfuckers on my goddamn original channel that's on this channel now can tell you in broad detail how they attacked me. They launched an all-out assault on my channel, man. With 500 subscribers. Here it is, I got 500 subscribers, man. Them motherfuckers, them motherfuckers drop bombs on my channel, man. YouTube. Like I told you, my backup channel to the main channel, the one they took down, my backup channel is still up. Original Lone Wolf True News. It's still up. The motherfucker suspended the account. They won't let me in it. I can't delete a movie. I can't delete a video. I can't upload a video. Nothing. But yet, if you type in Original Lone Wolf True News right now, you'll see videos with my face on it. You know it's me. I show my fucking face. You know it's me. Yeah. And it's like, when y'all gonna wake up to that shit, man? You know, when y'all gonna wake up to that? I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna end this, man. And this is for anybody who may be able to help me out. And this don't involve money. It involves knowledge and information that I can use. I'm trying to get out of this state, right? I'm in Illinois. I ran into some issues when I was working in Gary, Indiana. I'm no longer working, okay? I want to get the fuck out of here. Even if it's only to Indiana, because like I say, right now, Indiana is like Texas and them. They in a whole nother world when it comes down to gun laws and all that shit. They not, Indiana is not honoring none of that bullshit, none of that 2A bullshit that they've been on. Like the fucking officials in Gary, Indiana, they are livid right now because now you can just do what the fuck you want in Indiana with them guns. As long as you've been deemed clear to own one, you know how you go to the gun store, they do the every hour background check and all that, and they come back clear and they give you your gun. As long as you can complete that process, they don't give a fuck about concealed permits and all that. They don't give a fuck about that shit. They don't give a fuck. As long as you can prove that you ain't no psychotic motherfucker and you can get the gun, they don't give a fuck about it. Ain't no goddamn it going to concealed carry classes and paying the state for a concealed carry car. They not on none of that shit. But I'm trying to get out of here, man. I'm trying to, and down south would be even better. That's really where I want to go. That's where I want to be. Either Mississippi or Alabama. Maybe even Tennessee, depending. But that's where I want to go. I want to be somewhere down south. Somewhere that ain't in a fucking liberal state. And there's still a couple of red states down south. You know what I'm saying? Like Texas. Texas is all right. I've been to every major city in Texas. I've even been to places like Corpus Christi and Tyler and, you know what I'm saying, shit like that. Texas is okay, but Texas didn't wow me like Alabama did. Like when I went to Mobile, Alabama, and we talking about like 1995, 96, I was a puppy. I was still a little tight, about 18 years old. When I went to Mobile, I was like, wow. Couldn't fucking believe it. Went to Raleigh and Fayetteville, North Carolina and shit. Went out there and was like, oh shit. Straight up. Went to Little Rock, was like, damn, that's what they do down here in Arkansas. I like this. Straight up. I ain't gonna even lie. I ain't gonna even motherfucking lie, man. And, but I want to get the fuck out of here, man. So if anybody know of any way where I can get the fuck out of here, man, if they can turn me on to something, I have an automotive background, as far as work history is concerned. I got a associate's degree in automotive technology. Well, I'm sorry, an associate's degree in applied science in automotive technology, okay? That's probably as far as it goes with my educational background. I drive forklifts. I'm not into driving. I just revoked it, my signature and all that shit for my driver's license and all that. I don't want to drive for anybody anymore. I wouldn't even do Uber. Like straight up. I don't want to be a fucking limousine chauffeur, none of that. I don't want to have nothing to do with these roads and commerce. Nothing. Right? So right now, my driver's license is officially expired. Right? I sent them a letter revoking my signature. Tomorrow I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go to the DMV, to the Secretary of State, and I'm gonna ask them what the fuck do I need to do to get that shit taken out of the system. Okay? So I don't want to drive anymore. But right now my expired license is a Class C license. So I could drive shit up to 26,000 pounds, I think 25, 30 feet long, some shit like that. If I was to go renew it, which I'm not. But I got customer service experience. I got a lot of sales experience. But yeah, if anybody know of anything about where they live at or whatever, they know about somewhere where it may be a little bit easier to get ahead and try to get on your feet, and you don't have to deal with all of the bullshit that come along with Illinois, you know what I'm saying? Then y'all let me know, man. Whatever information y'all can feed to me, man, let me know, and I'll look into that information. Because I got to get out of here. I don't have no support here. You know what I'm saying? As far as like relatives and this, that, and the other. I got some little niggas that rock with me, my little cousins and shit that's in their mid-20s, and, my little nephew in his early mid-20s and shit. But, they young. They still trying to find their way. They still out there trying to shake, that young shit that they into and a part of and get their mind right. You know what I'm saying? But outside of those little niggas, man, I really don't have nobody. You know what I'm saying? And everybody here, my family is here. I got family here, Illinois, Wisconsin and Indiana. I got family in the tri-state area. Straight up. I got family in Milwaukee. You dig? I got tons of family in Gary. My brother in Maryville. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? That ain't including the relatives that's still here in Illinois. That don't include them. I got a lot of cousins and shit I don't even see on a regular basis. That's on the south side, west side of Chicago. You dig? Everybody is zombified, right? And I don't have a problem with saying it. Yeah, they may be my relatives, but I didn't tell you to be so goddamn stupid to sit back and ignore. Haven't y'all noticed that for the people who do got some sort of fucking intuition, for y'all who have some sort of fucking brains, haven't y'all noticed that people ignore everything? I mean, everything. Haven't y'all noticed that? Your own fucking relatives, your own friends, your own neighbors, because sometimes you get real close with your neighbors. If you've been living in the same house on the same block for, XYZ amount of years, decades, or whatever, sometimes you tend to get close to some of your neighbors. Haven't you noticed some of these motherfuckers are just fucking, they gone. You know how many times, man, before I really dove into what it is that I'm doing now, before I started to meet people, some of the people that I've met on this journey of being Aborigine and all that, I used to think I was that fucking chick in the Twilight Zone. Y'all remember that episode of the Twilight Zone where this fucking bride was like in the hospital, right? And all of the nurses and all of the staff was weird looking, pig face looking motherfuckers, right? And you got this fucking bride in here, and they got her face all bandaged up and everything, and they was treating her like this bitch was, was woo, 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 right? But then at the end of that episode, they took the bandages off and she just looked like a regular bride. You know what I'm saying? She just like some regular chick. You dig? And the rest of them was the motherfuckers that looked like fucking weirdo ass, creepo ass motherfuckers. Like I said, they had pig snouts and all kind of shit. I know some of y'all should remember that episode of the Twilight Zone. Well, sometimes I feel like the chick that they took the bandage off her face. Sometimes I feel like her. Like, damn, is something wrong with me? Am I not normal? What the fuck? Because that's how they was looking at her. They was looking at her like she wasn't normal. And it's like, motherfucker looking at y'all like, nah, nigga, she... And this is a pale-skinned chick. This is a pale woman. It's like, nah, she look pretty normal to me. You motherfuckers are the ones that look like some fucking creepos. Y'all remember that episode of the Twilight Zone, man? Straight up. And have y'all paid any attention or have y'all noticed that that's the world that they're trying to get us into? Y'all ever noticed that? Y'all remember the episode that William Shatner did on the Twilight Zone? Spooky shit, man. Spooky shit. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back to that episode of the Twilight Zone. You can Google Twilight Zone episode with William Shatner. Spooky shit, man. Did y'all know that Michael Myers' mask is a mask of William Shatner's face? Did y'all know that? Even the new Michael Myers movies that they came out with, the Rob Zombie joints and the whole 9 yards. Because the last two that they just did, them one, I don't think Rob Zombie is responsible for those. But even the newer ones that just came out, that's William Shatner's face. There's an interview that William Shatner did on YouTube. Well, he didn't do the interview on YouTube, but the video of the interview is on YouTube. Where he talked about he went to a Halloween party with a mask of himself. And the nigga John Carpenter or whatever, the nigga that was supposed to be behind the original Halloween, the original one, the first one with Jamie Lee Curtis and all that, he's like, man, this is the coolest fucking thing I ever seen. And he took that shit and put it on Michael Myers' face, man. And that's how you get the fucking mask for Michael Myers. I shit you not. And then what was so crazy about it, looking at him while he in the interview telling the story, and then just visualizing Michael Myers in my head, it's like, that is that nigga's face. Holy fucking shit. But this is the type of world and the reality that we living in. They want you to live in somebody else's shoes. They want you to live in somebody else's world, a world that they created for you that really ain't for you. They just want you in it to be able to control you. And this is what Facebook and Twitter and all this other shit is doing. Guys, look, in order for you to be able to come down on your children with an iron fist about social media and all of these devices, you yourself have to throw that shit in the garbage. Remember I told y'all on my original channel, man, that's what they was trying to tell y'all in Poltergeist? Remember when the fucking spirits and shit came through the TV on the little girl? Carol Ann? Y'all remember that shit? Remember it was at the end of the first Poltergeist movie, or was it the end of the second one or whatever? Craig T. Nelson, when they went up into the fucking hotel and shit, the niggas didn't have nowhere to live. They fucking house sunk below a fucking joint where the neighborhood had been built over a cemetery and shit. Remember that shit? Remember when he took his family to the motherfucking hotel and shit? He took the fucking TV and threw it out of the goddamn room. Remember that? What the fuck y'all think they was trying to tell y'all, man? When Spike Lee pussy ass did that movie Bamboozle with Damon Wayans and shit, and Tommy Davidson that talking about he going to get him a couple of hill nigga outfits and shit. Remember that movie, fucking Bamboozle? Remember they kept referring to the TV as the idiot box? The fuck y'all think they was trying to tell y'all, man? It's original Longwood, man. Throw that shit out the fucking window, man.